fellowship is among the highest honors the American Society of Landscape Architects bestows on members and recognizes the contributions of these individuals to their profession and society at large based on their works, leadership and management, knowledge, and service. Welcome to the ASLA 2020 Council of Fellows Investiture Ceremony, a virtual gathering that gives us the unique opportunity to join together with fellows from all across the country. Please welcome the chair of the ASLA Council of Fellows, Marion Presley.
Good evening, everyone. I am pleased to welcome you tonight on behalf of the Council of Fellows of the American Society of Landscape Architects to celebrate the investiture of the ASLA 2020 Fellows elect. I am also delighted to extend our welcome to the families, friends, and colleagues who are here to share this lifetime accomplishment with each of our 19 honorees. Now I would like to recognize the other members of the Council of Fellows, Executive Committee. Immediate past Chair, Kurt Culbertson. Chair-elect, Juanita Scher-Swink. Secretary, Jane Winslow. Member at Large, Charles Birnbaum. ASLA President ex officio, Wendy Miller. I would also like to recognize the ASLA Council of Fellows 2020 selection jury who volunteered their time to review 70 nominations and who selected tonight's honorees. Chair, Christina Floor. Mark Folks, Jennifer Guthrie, Milkyung Kim, and Thomas Osland. During our Fellows Business meeting later this year, we will be presenting our Council of Fellows scholarships to 4 recipients: David Curry, Courtney Helmliner, Os Perez, and Holly Stringham. The Council of Fellows Scholarship Program is one of our most important ways we as Fellows of the Society can give to the future of the profession. The scholarship was established in 2004 and has made a big difference for many students who may not otherwise be able to continue their education. These students are the future of our profession. I'd like to ask all of you to take a minute to make a pledge at whatever level you can to help us maintain and grow this important program. Click on the link that appears on the screen. We are trying to raise $1 million to sustain and increase the number of scholarships that we offer. Please help us reach our goals. Thank you all for whatever you can do. And now, please welcome the President of the American Society of Landscape Architects, Wendy Miller.
Thank you, Marion. The reason we are gathered here this evening is to celebrate a long and important tradition within ASLA. Since our founding in 1899, the Society has recognized accomplished members of our profession with the designation of Fellow. We are here to elevate 19 of these highly accomplished ASLA members, selected by virtue of their outstanding contributions to the profession or society, to the ranks of Fellow. I congratulate all of you on your accomplishments and elevation to this elite group. Until tonight, only 1,374 have been so honored during our 121-year history. This evening, we will raise that number to 1,393. The 19 fellows-elect in this class of 2020 were selected from among more than 5,000 eligible members of the Society. Later this evening, we will learn about the extraordinary accomplishments of each of our newly elected fellows, present them with their medals, and celebrate their achievement. Before our investiture ceremony, it is our tradition to recognize and acknowledge those fellows who have passed away since our last annual meeting. After I read their names, please share a moment of silence. Richard Bell, Dennis Buettner, Jeffrey Bruce, Frank Burgraff, Robert Cardoza, Philip E. Flores, Mark Francis, Robin Lee George Volvey, Lynn Miller, Don C. Richardson, Lawrence Walquist, Joseph Yamada. And now, the 2020 Council of Fellows investiture.
One of ASLA's highest honors is elevation to its Council of Fellows. Members are nominated and selected by their peers for their exceptional contributions to the landscape architecture profession and society at large. In this already eventful year, ASLA is proud to welcome 19 new members to its esteemed council. Haley Blakeman, Louisiana State University, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Haley received her nomination in leadership management from the Louisiana chapter. During her 10 years at the Center for Planning Excellence, Haley focused on resiliency in climate change. In Louisiana, she led essential work in over 25 communities, advancing complete streets from Covington to the underserved Madison Parish. Haley's 20 years of service to the profession and ASLA has raised the industry's collective voice. She was instrumental in making World Landscape Architecture Month a global initiative and in building a PR campaign around Parking Day. She championed ASLA's new communication strategy and national adoption of its rebranding. Now, as the Suzanne L. Turner Assistant Professor at LSU, Haley teaches students, and especially women and minorities, about the critical role that landscape architects can play in mission-driven work. Presenting Haley Blakeman, FASLA.
Congratulations, Haley.
Good job.
Thanks, Haley.
I'm so proud of you, Mom.
Congratulations, Amy.
Thank you.
E.J. Bolduck III, CHW Professional Consultants, Gainesville, Florida. E.J. received his nomination in service from the Florida chapter. During his 20-plus years of leadership at ASLA Florida, he successfully led the chapter's resistance to economic, political, and statutory threats. He also guided the successful response against the Florida Engineering Society's campaign to prevent landscape architects from preparing stormwater management plans. E.J. has nearly 30 years of ASLA service, including the Member Services Committee and the Licensure and State Government Affairs Committee. He's also been involved with numerous state and local governmental agencies and nonprofit community organizations. He currently serves as Vice President of the Land Planning, Urban Design, and Landscape Architecture Group at CHW Professional Consultants. EJ's dedication to mentoring emerging professionals earned him the University of Florida's Outstanding Service Award. Presenting E.J. Bolduck III, FASLA.
Congratulations, EJ.
Kofi Boone, North Carolina State University, Raleigh, North Carolina. Kofi received his nomination in knowledge from the North Carolina chapter. In spearheading the correlation between race and attitude as a landscape analysis factor, he has laid a foundation for environmental justice and social equity through design. Kofi's cross-cultural engagement methods have expanded the toolkit for landscape architects working in communities different from their own. An essential voice, he has also challenged the historical legacy of colonization and has championed the contributions that African Americans have made in shaping the American landscape. Kofi applies his award-winning design strategies to his work on ecological and human-made disasters, whether it's rebuilding flood-damaged landscapes or supporting marginalized communities. Kofi's commitment to education earned him the 2019 Most Admired Educator in Landscape Architecture by Design Intelligence. Presenting Kofi Boone, FASLA.
Congratulations, Kofi.
David M. Cutter, Cornell University, Ithaca, New York. David received his nomination in service from the New York Upstate chapter. He's been an advocate for many national ASLA initiatives, including Sites, World Landscape Architecture Month, Parking Day, STEM, and PPNs. He has served on multiple ASLA committees and has been an active participant in the New York Upstate chapter for 17 years. Through his years with the Great Lakes Seaway Trail National Scenic Byway, he has become a national expert on planning and development. He shares his experience with underserved communities, some of which have never worked with a landscape architect. As a university landscape architect for Cornell University, David has been a leading force in the development of complete streets, green parking projects, solar farms, and the renovation of the historic Ag Quad. Presenting David M. Cutter, FASLA.
Congratulations, David.
Tomas Diak, KPB Architects, Anchorage, Alaska. Tomas received his nomination in Leadership Management from the Alaska chapter. He integrated green infrastructure principles into the redevelopment of Alaska's largest airport, and he orchestrated Alaska's first private stream restoration. In addition, he guided design efforts linked with major capital investments in downtown Anchorage. Tomas led a small group of voices to achieve licensure for landscape architects and, after an 18-year effort, to have a permanent seat on the State of Alaska Licensing Board. He was the first landscape architect to head the Municipal Platting Board, as well as advisory commissions for the Watershed and Natural Resources Commission and the Housing and Neighborhood Development Commission. He has served as a trustee for ASLA and has received recognition from the University of Alaska for his commitment to education. Presenting Tomas Diak, FASLA.
Congratulations, Tomas.
Congratulations, Apu. कैसे हो सेफ?
Congratulations.
कैसे सेफ?
Michael Grove, Sasaki, Watertown, Massachusetts. Michael received his nomination in Works from the Boston Society of Landscape Architects. He began his career at Sasaki in 1998, where he became the youngest partner in the firm's history. He has been instrumental in expanding the firm's global presence, especially in Asia, where he positions landscape architects to provide input on policy decisions and regulatory processes. He often introduces clients and government agencies to his profession's valuable perspective. One of his most notable projects is the 798 Arts District in Beijing. It has evolved from a group of squatters using abandoned factories as studio space into one of the most influential art districts in the world. Other award-winning projects include Jiading Park, Zhangjiabang Park, Songchuang Arts and Agriculture City, and the Chengdu Panda Reserve. Presenting Michael Grove, FASLA.
Congratulations, Michael.
Real pug! Stop! Real pug!
Robert N. Hartnett, Public Works Department, City of Lee's Summit, Missouri. Bob received his nomination in service from the Prairie Gateway chapter. During his 40 years as the Deputy Director of Public Works for the City of Lee's Summit, Bob's projects have equated to over $150 million in public improvements. He has advanced landscape architecture through his leadership roles at the state and national levels. His efforts have led to the passage of state title and practice law legislation for the profession. Since 2002, Bob has served on the Missouri Board for Architects, Professional Engineers, Professional Land Surveyors, and Professional Landscape Architects. He also was involved in the Council of Landscape Architectural Registration Boards and the Missouri Landscape Architectural Council. Bob's passion for advancing the profession throughout his life is impacting future generations of landscape architects. Presenting Robert N. Hartnett, FASLA.
Congratulations, Robert.
Julie Hensley, JHLA Design, Charleston, South Carolina. Julie received her nomination in Leadership Management from the South Carolina chapter. For over 30 years, Julie has dedicated her professional life to acquiring and managing parklands and open space. In the process, she has created a model for operating an expanding park system with little reliance on tax subsidies for growth. As Director of Planning for Charleston County Parks, she added 6,000 acres, more than doubling the acreage of the Charleston County Park holdings. Julie's leadership empowered the Charleston Greenbelt Program, which has protected over 21,000 acres of land and purchased over 9,300 acres for future public parks and green spaces. Now the owner of her own firm, Julie continues to provide pro bono services for parks and public landscapes. Her dedication will shape Charleston County for generations. Presenting Julie Hensley, FASLA.
Congratulations, Julie.
Holly Ho Beck, HBB Landscape Architecture, Seattle. Collie received her nomination in service from the Washington chapter. In 1990, Collie established HBB Landscape Architecture, one of the first woman-owned planning and design firms in Seattle, focusing on public projects. The firm collaborated with multidisciplinary teams on some of the largest infrastructure projects in the state of Washington. Notable sites include SeaTac International Airport, Sound Transit Regional Light Rail System, Jack Block Regional Waterfront Park, and University Place Town Center. Collie has also mentored students and advised faculty at the University of Washington. And in her free time, she has served on countless boards and commissions, such as the Washington State 100-Year Centennial Advisory Team, the City of Seattle Design Review Board, the City of Seattle Planning Commission, and the Snohomish County Urban Centers Review Committee. Presenting Collie Ho Beck, FASLA.
Congratulations, Collie.
Go! Cheers! Congratulations!
Woohoo!
Laura L. Knott, Historical Landscape Architect, Charlottesville, Virginia. Laura received her nomination in Knowledge from the Virginia chapter. Her 30 years of historic landscape project experience have involved the nation's most important cultural spaces, including World Heritage Sites, historic landmarks, national parks, and properties listed in the National Register of Historic Places. Laura has guided the interpretation of historic sites as diverse as the Hirshhorn Museum Sculpture Garden, the Flamingo Developed Area in Everglades National Park, Tuskegee Institute, Little Rock Central High School, the Cane River Creole National Historic Site, San Antonio Missions, the University of Virginia's Academical Village, and Pershing Park. Through her published works and service, Laura has melded landscape architecture and historic preservation theory to shape significant places. She collaborates with multidisciplinary teams to integrate cultural landscapes with designs for new interventions. Presenting Laura L. Knott, FASLA.
Congratulations, fellow.
Congratulations. What a well-deserved honor.
Congratulations, Laura.
Matthew D. Langston, Landworks Design Group, Charlotte, North Carolina. Matt received his nomination in service from the North Carolina chapter. His leadership on North Carolina's Landscape Architecture Practice Act was critical to its success. So Matt became a sought-after advisor for other states' licensure efforts. He served as member-at-large for legislative affairs in his state chapter, founded the North Carolina Landscape Architects Political Action Committee, and served on ASLA's Government Affairs Advisory Committee. Matt is able to build bridges with allied professional organizations, such as the North Carolina Bar and Design Professionals Liaison Committee, the North Carolina Recovery Coalition, and the Wildlife Friendly Development Program. His collaboration was instrumental in updating the City of Charlotte tree ordinance. In addition to his policy work, Matt serves as president at Landworks Design Group, where he manages operations and mentors landscape architects. Presenting Matthew D. Langston, FASLA.
Congratulations, Matt.
Congratulations, Dad. Thank you. Woo!
Joy Lines, Coastal Sage Landscape Architecture, Encinitas, California. Joy received her nomination in service from the San Diego chapter. Her advocacy work reflects her belief that policy leads practice and advances better futures for our communities. Her firm focuses on designing healthier, more resilient places while integrating diversity and family support. Joy's work has addressed sea level rise, coastal ecology, stormwater management, equity, affordable housing, endangered species, and water conservation. Her leadership roles include 2020 Chair of the Landscape Architectural Accreditation Board, 2020 Government Affairs Liaison for the California Council ASLA, Encinitas Environmental Commissioner, and Leader in Cyclovia Encinitas 2020. Joy also leads citizen workshops, fostering a new generation of land stewards. Her ability to communicate effectively, coupled with her design work, enriches the lives of people and communities while also honoring layered histories. Presenting Joy Lines, FASLA.
Congratulations, Joy.
Catherine V. Martin, Klopfer Martin Design Group, Boston. Catherine, or Khaki, received her nomination for works from the Boston Society of Landscape Architects. In her nearly 25 years of practice, Khaki has transformed neighborhoods with designs that demonstrate a mastery of the art. Her built work, primarily in the public sector, exemplifies strategic thinking and a collaborative approach to the design process. Khaki shares her expertise as a member of Architecture Boston and the Community Design Resource Center, and as president-elect of the BSLA. Through lecturing, participating in workshops and panel discussions, and volunteering, she is a strong advocate for the next generation of landscape architects. Kaki's work has been recognized across disciplines. Among her successes are award-winning projects like Still Yard, Fisher Hill Reservoir Park, and Central Square. Presenting Catherine V. Martin, FASLA.
Congratulations, Kaki.
Laura Solano, Michael Van Valkenburg Associates, Boston. Laura received her nomination in Works from the Boston Society of Landscape Architects. Throughout her 37 years as a landscape architect, Laura has demonstrated leadership in all aspects of the profession. She leads Michael Van Valkenburg Associates' technological innovations, which have been essential for advancing the firm's design excellence. An expert in the design of planting soil, Laura recognizes that landscapes are intertwined natural systems. She uses the physical sciences to support her hands-on approach to soil. Among her many award-winning projects are Gateway Arch National Park, Portland's Flood Protection Project, and George W. Bush Presidential Center. Through her design, Laura has added joy to the everyday lives of people. Her work demonstrates her belief that landscape architecture can bring about meaningful change. Presenting Laura Solano, FASLA.
Congratulations, Mom. Thank you.
Congratulations, Laura.
Congratulations, Laura!
Chip Sullivan, University of California, Berkeley. Chip received his nomination in Knowledge from the Northern California chapter. For more than 3 decades, he has taught people how to see the landscape and to channel that awareness into artful work. His book, Drawing the Landscape, now in its 4th edition, is a key text for students worldwide. His artwork has been exhibited in over 70 galleries in the United States, Canada, and Europe. Since 2013, Chip has been a co-leader for the popular sketch crawl workshops at ASLA annual meetings. His recent book, Cartooning the Landscape, serves as an opus of his professional philosophy. Through the lens of drawing, Chip is dedicated to ideals of sustainability. And through his teaching, he uses the power of landscape architecture to create positive change in the world. Presenting Chip Sullivan, FASLA.
Congratulations, Chip.
Nancy A. Takahashi, University of Virginia, Charlottesville, Virginia. Nancy received her nomination in Knowledge from the Virginia chapter. She has dedicated her life's work to building one of the top landscape architecture programs in the country. Nancy has successfully advocated for more effective student advising programs and has engaged alumni. In addition, she has provided pro bono services and served on UVA's Arboretum and Landscape Committee. Nancy has also devoted her energies to projects that seek to right the wrongs of social histories. Memorable sites include a coastal community in West Africa that addresses population growth pressures, First Lady Michelle Obama's White House kitchen garden, where inner-city children learn about healthy food choices, and the Poston internment camp in Arizona, where her father's family and 17,000 other Japanese Americans were imprisoned during World War II. Presenting Nancy A. Takahashi, FASLA.
Thank you, Ruben. And thank you, ASLA.
Congratulations, Nancy.
Congratulations, Nancy, on being inducted as a fellow to the Society of Landscape Architecture.
Congratulations,
Nancy. Congratulations, Mom. Way to go, Nancy.
Hey! Congratulations, Nancy.
John S. Troy. John S. Troy, landscape architect, San Antonio, Texas. John received his nomination in service from the Texas chapter. In 1981, he developed a residential practice and became a public voice for sustainability. John led the transformation of the SABG, the San Antonio Botanical Garden, into a nationally recognized horticultural showcase. Since 1994, he has helped to shape the development of the phased expansion of the Botanical Garden's original 30-acre property. Through John's efforts, the site is now an exemplary regional botanical garden. In 2017, he founded the Landscape Architecture Advisory Council to foster a rare collaboration among the ASLA South Texas chapter, the San Antonio Water System, and SABG education staff. John has pioneered water conservation with the use of native plants and low water use landscape design. His pro bono service, promoting the transformative power of landscape architecture, spans 4 decades. Presenting John S. Troy, FASLA.
Congratulations, John.
Dawn Uchiyama, Bureau of Environmental Services, Portland. Dawn received her nomination in Leadership Management from the Oregon chapter. She has dedicated her career to advancing innovative stormwater infrastructure planning and design. In the process, she has contributed to Portland's evolution as a world leader in that realm. As Deputy Director of the Bureau of Environmental Services, with over 600 employees and a $500 million annual budget, she has facilitated diversity and inclusion awareness. Dawn's early career focused on natural areas with an emphasis on community engagement, stream protection, and restoration. She integrated these practices with emerging ideas for stormwater management, including a citywide effort to create the first published design details for green streets. Dawn demonstrates the value of landscape architecture by working creatively across disciplines as a designer, a leader, and a systems thinker. Presenting Dawn Uchiyama, FASLA.
Congratulations, Dawn.
Brenda Williams, Quinn Evans, Madison, Wisconsin. Brenda received her nomination in Leadership Management from the Wisconsin chapter. She is recognized as a national leader in the conservation of cultural landscapes. Throughout her 30-year career, she has developed award-winning stewardship solutions for national parks, historic landmarks, and sites of regional and local importance. Brenda developed the Cultural Landscape Master Plan format and process, which combines documentation and analysis with master planning in a streamlined approach. She also pioneered the integration of National Environmental Policy Act standards into cultural landscape reports. With her interdisciplinary planning and design teams, she facilitates cultural landscape solutions, such as the $500 million rehabilitation of the Smithsonian's Air and Space Museum on the National Mall. Brenda lectures extensively, conducts workshops, mentors students, and participates in targeted volunteer activities nationwide. Presenting Brenda Williams, FASLA.
Congratulations, Brenda.
Congratulations to the 2020 class of fellows. With this honor, you have distinguished yourselves in the profession of landscape architecture. From this day forward, I hope that you will show the world your dedication and recognition in the profession of landscape architecture by proudly using FASLA after your name. The day I was able to use this designation after my name was one of the most crowning achievements of my career. And I know that you all must feel the same way. Congratulations to each of you. As we close the evening, I'd like to propose a toast. Let us offer thanks for this day, for our blessings, and for one another. Let us give special thanks for the opportunity to adapt and embrace the challenging times we face, and to come together to celebrate this wonderful class of fellows and acknowledge their very special achievements. Even as we are inspired, let us be a source of inspiration and hope for others, especially those most in need at this time. And let us use the wisdom and talent that we each possess to improve not only this world, but also the lives of those within it. Cheers to you.
Shake it, Dad.
Yes.
Marion, thank you for your leadership this year.
Thank you, Wendy, and congratulations, 2020 fellows. Thank you all for joining us. Good night and stay safe.